Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for Clemson and LSU first college football stream of the season. I think we're live, at least. I might have messed something up when I did this. But LSU gets the ball first. Let me pull up the comments and also make sure we're live, because I think we are. Might have messed something up. Nope, we're live. But welcome to the stream, everybody. LSU's offense on the field to start this game. Alright, and also let me put out a poll in a second. But first play here, kickoff was a touchback. LSU from their own 25. Nussmeier gonna hand off to Caden Durham, and he breaks a tackle. His knee might have gone down, but Durham gonna bounce to the outside, got a lot of space, crosses the 40, and is knocked down near midfield. He might have gotten knocked down at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if his knee went down or not. Let's see. No, I think he was able to keep his balance. Wow, that's a good run to start this game. Nussmeier throws outside, caught by their tight end. Not sure who that is. Let me put out a poll real quick. Plus, they're home. I got Clemson moving on. Or, not moving on, just winning. So 2nd and 6 here. Nussmeier, the back to his left. And Nussmeier to throw. Swing pass here, Caden Durham. And Durham with a lot of space. He gained about 8. Hold on, I think I messed up some of my stream settings. Alright, hopefully this is running smoothly. I think I messed it up a little bit. But I think we're good. But LSU moving the ball effectively to the Clemson 39 already. So 13 minutes left in the first quarter, just 2 minutes into the game. Nussmeier with time, going to take a shot down the field. One-on-one coverage, incomplete. Incomplete there for LSU. Make it 2nd and 10 from the 39. Nussmeier in shotgun. Durham is the back. Wind up to his right. Now Durham to his left. Nussmeier hands off. Durham taken down for a loss. Loss of 2 on the play. And makes it 3rd and about 12. It is actually going to be 3rd and 11. Interesting here for LSU because you're not in field goal range yet. But Nussmeier with the back to his right. Last year, LSU the 6th best 3rd down team in the country, converting 49.2%. But LSU actually going to call their first timeout right here before this 3rd down. And while they call a timeout, I'm actually going to pull up the rosters for each team so I know who we're talking about. I mean, I don't know these teams super well. Alright. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. LSU with a 3rd and 11. Hold on, let me just write myself a note to remember to change my stream settings later, after the stream's over. So I remember I don't mess it up for next stream. Okay. Alright. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. The second top 10 matchup we have today. Obviously, Ohio State beat Texas before. And that game was surprisingly low scoring. Like, I thought it would be on the lower scoring side, but I was very surprised that game ended 14-7. A few other games going on right now. Actually, a little bit more than a few. They're actually all but one, including a ranked team, is an FCS versus FCS, or FCS versus FBS game. We've got Oklahoma up on Illinois State 21-0 in the third quarter. Florida leads Long Island 17-0 in the second quarter. Kansas State leads North Dakota 10-7 in the second quarter. Oh, sorry, all but two. Michigan up 14-0 on New Mexico in the first quarter. Same score for Texas Tech and Arkansas Pine Bluff. And then Texas A&M up 14-3 on UTSA. I think I've actually been pretty good on my predictions so far. I've only got one mistake, and that was Florida State and Alabama. I mean, how about that game? I was not expecting Florida State to go beat Alabama week 1. I thought they'd be better than last year, but did not expect them to just win right away. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. LSU with a 3rd and long upcoming. So it's 3rd and 11 here from the 40. Nussmeier in shotgun back to his right. And they're going to hand it off here. Durham up the middle. Not much, just about a yard. Now, I actually understand the run play there. Because you're probably thinking it's 4-down territory. Because you're not in field goal range and you probably wouldn't want to punt here. So if I was in LSU there, I probably would have done a similar thing. But now LSU forced to punt on 4th and 10. Also just realized I forgot the ball marker. There we go. So Clemson going to get the ball. And this punt is going to bounce at the 1 and skip into the end zone for a touchback. But Cade Klubnik and the Clemson offense onto the game. Klubnik last year, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 260 passing yards per game. And I think Cade Klubnik is the best quarterback in the country. He's my pick to win the Heisman Trophy this year. But Cade Klubnik, with the Clemson offense onto the field, his 3rd year as the Clemson starter. So Klubnik in shotgun back to his left, ball on their own 20. Klubnik throws that got deflected and incomplete. Make it 2nd and 10 here for Clemson. After that first down pass incomplete, North Dakota actually just took the lead on Kansas State. That's interesting. They'll go to the ground here with... I'm actually not sure who this is. Number 8. Oh, that's Adam Randall. There for Clemson. They lost Phil Maffu, who ran for over 1,000 yards last season. And do need somebody to step up at running back. But Adam Randall could be that guy. But very quickly, it's 3rd and long. Here for Clemson. Klubnik in shotgun back to his left. 3rd and 8 from their own 22. Klubnik pressured, rolls to his right. Klubnik sacked. LSU brought a blitz. Klubnik couldn't get away. And he sacked, and LSU's defense forced a quick 3-and-out. They brought a corner blitz. Clemson did not pick it up. And Klubnik has to eat a sack. They're on 3rd down. So LSU forces a quick 3-and-out. Xavier Thomas back deep to receive. Signals fair catch at the 48. And that is where Garrett Nussmeier and the LSU offense will take over for their second possession. Hold on, there's a flag down. We are holding against LSU during the return. 10 yards from the end of the play, so it's going to be first down from the 38 as opposed to the 48. This is an SEC officiating crew, by the way. Hold on 1 second. Well, LSU going to take over at their own 38-yard line after the punt. Actually, they're going to officially spot at the 37. It was a 43-yard punt. Clemson goes 3 plays for minus 10 yards. LSU wins 6 plays, 36 yards. And we're forced to punt it away. Now, I said this game would be a little bit higher scoring. I think I picked 30-27 or 27-24, something like that. But, I mean, this game could also be kind of low scoring because both these teams, great defenses, and I could see it being lower scoring. I do think there's a better chance it becomes higher scoring, but it could definitely be a low scoring game. Let's see. I said Clemson 30-27. I also put out a poll in the community tab of my channel, where you guys can be sure to look for polls, updates, anything like that. And on the poll there, 57% of you guys said Clemson will win. 43% said LSU. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. LSU going to get the ball for their second possession. This is a big year for both teams. Both teams expect to be really good. I think Clemson is the best team in the country right now. They're actually my pick to win the national championship. But I think LSU is quite good as well, though. We will have to see them win a season opener. They're still yet to win a season opener since 2020, actually. They have not won a season opener under Brian Kelly. He's 0-3. And I heard this stat before. They have not won a season opener since Joe Burrow was their quarterback. Obviously, quite a while ago. I mean, maybe they can snap that streak today, but I think it's fairly unlikely. Considering at Clemson, I just think Clemson's the better team, but I mean, definitely can go either way. But we'll see how this game plays out, obviously. So 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nussmeier in shotgun with the back to his right. I'm not sure who that is. I know it's not Caden Durham. Nussmeier shovel passes it forward to the running back, and he's going to get maybe 3. Not a ton of space there. That is number 8, Jawan Johnson. He's a sophomore for LSU. 2nd and 7 from the 40. Nussmeier in shotgun. And Nussmeier throws quickly. And that is actually broken up. Hold on, the ball comes out. Clemson's going to run this back. Are they going to say that's a catch and a fumble? There's no way that's a catch. They're going to call that a catch and a fumble. At least for now. I don't think he had it for long enough to be a catch. I mean, the ball is coming free before he's on the ground, so he's not down. So, apparently this is a catch. At least the way the rules expert is talking about it. I didn't think he had it long enough to be a catch. Let's see, he catches it there. Maybe he does have it long enough. This is definitely a fumble. The ball starts moving there before his knee's down. Yeah, this is going to be a fumble. This should be a Clemson ball if it's a catch. So the ruling in the field is a catch and fumble recovered by Clemson. But they're going to take a look at it. This is more of, is it a catch or not, as opposed to, is it a fumble? Because it's definitely a fumble if it's a catch. But when watching it live, I thought this was incomplete. Alright, let's see. Here's the call. Call on the field is upheld, so it's catch and fumble. Clemson takes over with great field position. Inside LSU territory. 9:51 to go in the first quarter. So Clemson's offense back out in the field. They take over at the LSU 24-yard line. Very good field position. Klubnik in shotgun. They line up Antonio Williams, their top receiver, in the backfield. Klubnik pressured. Underneath incomplete. Looking for Williams. Again, LSU brought a blitz. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Good to see the watch alongs back. Yep, I'm going to do them all football season again. So 2nd and 10 here from the 24. Klubnik, off play action, looks to throw. Going to take a shot towards the end zone, incomplete. 2 defenders in the area overthrew everybody. TJ Moore, the intended receiver. And it's very quickly 3rd and 10. So it's 3rd and 10. Definitely wouldn't want to waste this field position if you're Clemson. Klubnik in shotgun. And he's going to hand it off. Interesting call there. They hand it off to Adam Randall, who goes nowhere. I don't like that call. I mean, why would you hand the ball off? So, I mean, Clemson seems perfectly fine to just settle for 3 here. I don't love that. If you're Clemson. It's not even the easiest field goal either. 42 yards from a little inside the right hash. And the kick is good. So 3-0 as Clemson gets points off the turnover, but not a great drive for them. Still yet to pick up a first down. Definitely could be better. Oh wow, just saw this stat. Kellen DeBoer is now 4-5 in his last 9 games against FBS opponents at Alabama, with 4 of those 5 losses coming against unranked teams. That's an interesting stat. Arch Manning had a bad game. Yeah, he was not great. I thought he played a little bit better in the 4th quarter, but yeah, he wasn't great. I mean, I think he'll bounce back. I think he'll be fine because it's not like he was playing nobody. I mean, he was playing one of the best defenses in college football, but definitely was a little concerning if you're a Texas fan to see him struggle that much. But I mean, I think he'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I'm Texas. I need to catch up on that Bama game. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I didn't see a ton of it. I saw the first, kind of the first half. But I mean, yeah, Florida State, they were great offensively. They ran the ball really well. Thomas Castellanos looked pretty good, and I mean, Florida State, they just looked a lot better than last year. I mean, obviously, I know last year they were terrible. They just looked like actually decent this year. I mean, Alabama also wasn't great, but Florida State, they played really well. Pulling up the stats right now. I mean, yeah, they ran the ball insanely well. They threw the ball just 14 times, but they ran for 230 yards and averaged 4.8 yards per carry. I mean, I guess that's what bringing Gus Malzahn and Thomas Castellanos is going to do. Yeah, they look pretty good. I mean, I don't think they're elite, but they're definitely a lot better than they were last year. All right, so they're back from commercial. LSU didn't get the ball back. Clemson up 3-0. Kickoff is touchback. The LSU takes knee in the end zone. And we got a big injury for Clemson. Antonio Williams limped to the sideline with a hamstring injury. That could be huge. He's one of the most underrated receivers in the country. That could be a huge loss. Looks like he's on his way to the locker room. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But LSU's offense at the 25. Nussmeier hands off. Here's Caden Durham. And he's taken down for a loss of a yard. Durham, he had a great run to start the game, but since then he's been shut down by this Clemson defense. I mean, I know it's been like 4 carries, but a pretty good job outside that first carry. Second and 11. And we got a false start here by the receiver. Gonna back LSU up 5. Make it 2nd and 16 after the penalty. Nussmeier in shotgun. Durham to his right. Nussmeier gonna take a shot down the sideline, and that one's incomplete. Trying to find Green, the same guy who just false started. We do have a flag down, though. With 8:04 to go in the first quarter. We're going to call pass interference there. Interesting. I don't know if I love that call. I mean, there's definitely some contact, but who threw this flag? I don't know. I don't love that call. Nussmeier hands off. Here's number 0. I don't know who this is, but he bounced the outside. Big run there for LSU. Oh, that's Xavion Thomas. They put him in motion, then handed it to him. LSU 37 rushing yards so far. Nussmeier in shotgun from the 48. Halfway through the first quarter. Nussmeier hands off. Durham avoids a guy in the backfield. And Durham's got space up the middle. There's a flag down. But Durham to the 37-yard line, if it stands. We got an illegal motion against LSU. Brian Kelly doesn't like it. Third LSU penalty, 20 penalty yards. So 1st and 15. After that one, wipes off a good run, too. Durham got like 15 to 20 yards. Play clock winding down. LSU going to call their second timeout here in this first quarter. Brian Kelly's still mad. But it's a 1st and 15 here for LSU. 6:55 to go in the first quarter. LSU already used their second timeout here in the first quarter, just halfway through. 6:55 to go. Nussmeier in shotgun. Nussmeier hands off. Durham cuts up the middle. And Durham going to get to the 49. Got about 6 right there. So it's 2nd and 9. Nussmeier with Durham to his right. Another handoff. Durham left side. Going to look for a cutback lane. Won't find one. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage. So far, results in the poll, everyone has said Clemson will win. I would agree. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. Clemson brings a blitz here on 3rd down. Nussmeier gets rid of it, throws outside, short, and incomplete. Diving attempt made by Anderson. But it's 4th down. And Clemson's defense forced to punt. LSU struggling. Yeah, Clemson's walkout is really cool. The way they come down that hill, it's one of the better entrances in college football. Yeah, I mean, neither team has been too great offensively. LSU punts it away here, headed towards the sideline, and goes out of bounds. Somewhere around the 15. Actually going to get spotted right at the 15. The Clemson takes over. 5:25 to go in the first quarter. Clemson with minus 10 total yards so far. So 1st and 10. Handoff here to, I think this is TJ Moore. Yeah, number 1 is Moore. For a gain of 4. Might be the best play of the day for Clemson, and they just gained 4. Actually, they're going to, by the spot, they're going to give him 5. So 2nd and 5. Klubnik in shotgun, Randall to his right. And now Clemson calls timeout. Both teams look like having trouble getting going offensively. I mean, neither team is really any points. Clemson's only points were gifted to them by their defense. A 2nd and 5. LSU outgaining Clemson 66 to -5. Klubnik in shotgun. And Klubnik hands off Randall up the middle with space, and Randall going to gain 8 yards and a first down. The first one of the day for Clemson. Adam Randall came in as a receiver for Clemson to convert it to running back. And now he's their #1 back this season. First and 10 from the 27. Klubnik rolls to his right. Klubnik throws over the middle. That's caught for another first down. Bryant Wesco with the catch there. Gain of 16, and Clemson's going to get on the ball fast. From the 43, Clemson's ready to snap it already. Klubnik throws quick. That's caught by Randall. Wound him up in the slot there. Or sorry, that's number 6. I thought that said 8 on his jersey. I'm not sure who that is. Tyler Brown with the catch. So it's now 2nd and 3. Those are Klubnik's first 2 completions of the day. He's 2 for 5, 23 yards. Ball on midfield. Klubnik with the back to his right. And we got whistles here and a flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start. False starting at 78 for Clemson, one of their linemen. So 2nd and 8. Klubnik again rolls to his right. Klubnik throws outside, caught for another first down. There's TJ Moore for a gain of 9. And Clemson moves the chains. Two and a half minutes to go in the first quarter. 5 plays, 38 yards so far for Clemson. Definitely the best their offense has looked so far. Klubnik going to hand off here to 19, new running back in the game. And he's actually going to go backwards for a loss of 3. That's Keith Adams. They had 2 running backs in the game. Neither of them was Adam Randall, actually. They had 9 and 19 both in the game. Nine is Davidson. 19 was Keith Adams. But it's 2nd and 12, and actually another timeout called here by Clemson. Their second one of this drive. So it's 2nd and 12. Second and 12 for Clemson. on the LSU 49. Klubnik throws quick, incomplete, bobbled. Brown, the intended receiver. Not a great throw for Cade Klubnik either. Make it 3rd and 12. Minute 36 to go in the first quarter. Klubnik in shotgun, back to his right. 3rd and long. Klubnik pressured, steps up, and Klubnik going to try to run it here, and he's taken down well short of the first down. He got about 5. He needed a lot more. And Clemson going to have to punt it away here. Both teams still without a 3rd down conversion, combined 0 for 5 after that one. Wait, hold on. Is Clemson going to kick a field goal here? This is going to be a 62-yard field goal. The play clock's winding down. They got to get this off. And the kicker punts it downfield. The holder goes sprinting after it. And it ends up rolling at the 16. That's interesting. I don't know why you couldn't just punt. But LSU going to start at the 16. Very interesting to see what Clemson did there. Trying to fake the field goal. They snapped it right to their kicker. But that was a pretty good looking drive for Clemson before it stalled. But definitely their best drive of the day. But LSU with the ball back on their own 16. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Nussmeier throws quickly. There's Aaron Anderson, and he's got a first down. Gain of 10. And LSU moves the sticks. Don't have to run another play before the quarter ends. Like faking get a first down. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do something like that, why not? Well, I mean, the only thing with doing it from there is it's kind of shocking to kick a 62-yard field goal, especially when you don't have to right there. But yeah, I mean, I do understand what you're saying right there. Let's see, 5 seconds left in the quarter. Don't have to snap it, and they won't. So the first quarter comes to a close, 3-0. Clemson and LSU. Clemson leads, obviously. Clemson leads LSU 3-0 end of the first quarter. Very defensive game so far. I mean, the only points is pretty much because Clemson forced a turnover and gave their offensive ball in field goal range. But a very defensive game so far. But some other scores around the country. We've got Oklahoma up on Illinois State 28-3. Surprised Oklahoma hasn't scored a little bit more. I mean, I thought that offense would be pretty good. John Mateer has thrown for 319 and 2 touchdowns. And run for another. Interesting. But Oklahoma is up big. Florida's up big 38-0 at the half against LIU, Long Island University. Then Texas A&M leading UTSA late in the first half 21-10. This one is interesting. Kansas State and North Dakota. North Dakota is leading Kansas State 21-17 at the half. North Dakota, obviously an FCS team, and they're actually not even great. So that's interesting. We've also got Texas Tech leading Arkansas Pine Bluff 30-0. Michigan up on New Mexico 17-0. And Ole Miss leads Georgia State, that is 7-0. So very interesting, especially seeing a top 25 team in Kansas State trailing against North Dakota at the half. I mean, in the past, we have seen teams who go to Ireland in week one. The loser of that game really struggles for some reason. I don't really know why or understand it, but I mean, last year we saw it happen to Florida State. They went 2-10. This year, Kansas State, obviously trailing to an FCS team. Who was the year before that? Navy, when they played Notre Dame, I believe. Yeah, and then Northwestern was terrible. So maybe you just don't want to go to Ireland. Let's see. In that year, Navy when they went 5-7. The year they lost in Ireland, and then when Northwestern lost in Ireland, they went 1-11. So I mean, maybe you just don't want to go to Ireland and lose. I mean, I wouldn't really want to lose anytime, but I definitely wouldn't want to go travel all the way to Ireland to do it. But they're back from commercial. Here we start the second quarter. Nussmeier hands off, and here is another one of the running backs who I don't know for LSU. He's going to gain 13. Actually, I said that about this guy before. Xavion Thomas. Receiver great with the ball in his hands. They want him up at running back there. But Thomas gains 13. And a first down for LSU. So ball on the 40. Nussmeier makes a check at the line. Play clock winding downs at 2. Get the snap off, hand it off to Johnson left side. And he's got space and another good run for LSU. Gain of 9. LSU's run the ball fairly effectively so far. Got 64 rushing yards. Clemson has 5. Second and 2. Nussmeier in shotgun from zone 48. Nussmeier pump fakes the quick throw and throws one over the middle. Wide open receiver. There's Thomas again to the 34-yard line. And LSU moving the ball here. First and 10 from the 33. Nussmeier in shotgun back to his left. Now back to his right. Handoff, here's Johnson. He doesn't go anywhere, though. Taken down at the line. The second and 9 for LSU. 12.5 to go in the first half. Clemson leads 3-0. Nussmeier off play action pressured. Nussmeier is going to get taken down for a big loss. A big sack there for Clemson. Nussmeier with a huge loss. And that's a big sack because that knocks them potentially out of field goal range. That's a big loss. Knocks them from the 33 back to like the 45. Did I catch Lee Corso this morning? Yes, I did. I did watch game day. I love watching game day every Saturday morning. So it's 3rd and 21 right here for LSU. Here's a quick throw to the outside. And it's going to get back to about the 35, 36-yard line, somewhere around there. And let's see what Brian Kelly decides to do right here. Do you punt? Do you kick a long field goal? And he's going to send on the field goal unit. Let's see if they can get this one. It's going to be a long field goal. It's a 53-yarder. Experienced kicker with Ramos, and his kick is on the way. Good if it's got the distance, and it is good. From 53 yards away. Damian Ramos ties the game at 3. And a pretty good scoring drive there for LSU. Obviously, could have been better. Really got thrown off after that sack. But probably their best drive of the day. They got some points. And LSU able to tie up the game. Seven plays, 49 yards. Took 4 minutes off the clock there for LSU. That is their longest drive. But maybe this is a sign of getting the offenses going a little bit. Clemson with their best drive. 8 plays, 41 yards. And then LSU with their best drive. 7 plays, 49 yards. But maybe the offenses start to get going after a very defensive first quarter. Although, I mean, that's not necessarily uncommon. Hold on 1 second. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Hold on 1 second. Still waiting for them to come back from commercial break. Clemson gonna get the ball back. Game now tied at 3. Oh, Clemson just put up a thank you Lee Corso sign on their big board. Yeah, it's definitely gonna feel a lot different watching college game day without him there. But 10:53 to go in the first half. And LSU kicks it away after tying the game. And this kick is a touchback. Will come out at the 25. So 1st and 10. Klubnik in shotgun, back to his left. Klubnik design run. He cuts up the middle and slides. After a gain of 5. Ten and a half minutes to go. Clemson just 41 total yards. 2nd and 5. Klubnik in shotgun with the back to his... Wow, why did that just skip ahead so far? Okay, that was weird. It was playing perfectly fine, then it just skipped 5 seconds ahead, so apparently I was behind. But they took a shot downfield, ended up being incomplete. So now it's 3rd and 5. Neither team's converted to third down yet. Both teams over 3. Klubnik, pump fakes. Now throws over the middle. There's a third down conversion. TJ Moore in stride inside LSU territory to the 43. Finally, a third down conversion and a nice throw and catch. From Klubnik to Moore. He's wide open. Nice throw and catch. Hit him in stride. And a big play there for the Clemson offense. "26-yard gain from the 44. They go to the ground. And they'll power his way ahead for about 3. Number 24 right there for Clemson. Not sure who that is. Not sure how to say his name. 2nd and 6. Klubnik off play action. Pressured. Klubnik gonna roll to his right. Escape the pressure. And now Klubnik gonna run it himself. And he's got a first down. Gets out of bounds. After a gain of 7. And Klubnik moves the sticks. That was actually really impressive right there. There was a lot of defenders all around him. And Klubnik somehow able to escape. Really nice. Nice play right there for Kate Klubnik. 5-yard run. Klubnik hands off here. And no gain. Not much space in the run there for Clemson. Brings up 2nd and 10. Last season as a runner, Cade Klubnik 463 yards, 7 touchdowns. That was second on the team. Klubnik pressured, rolls to his right. Klubnik on the run. Again, he's going to keep it himself. Klubnik going to scramble for about 7 before he heads out of bounds. Very dangerous runner. Third and 3. Here for Clemson. Klubnik in shotgun, back to his right. And again, they're going to go to the ground. And again, not much. It's going to be 4th and 2. And let's see what Clemson's going to do here. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. So it's 4th and 2. Adam Randall back in the game at running back. From the 25, Klubnik going to look to throw. Klubnik has time, throws underneath, caught for a first down. A lot of space after the catch as well. Cuts back inside, down to the 5. A flag is down. Now, this might be offensive pass interference. No, there is no foul for offensive pass interference. Because the pass was caught behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, he definitely didn't need to do that, but because it was behind the line of scrimmage, it's actually a really smart play there by Clemson. Klubnik, the throw here, pressured. Klubnik just gets a throw off, almost completed it. Ends up incomplete. Brings up 2nd and goal, ball on the 3 here. Harold Perkins got pressure. Coming back from a torn ACL last season. Oh, Klubnik's knee was actually down before he got that throw off. That should be a sack. So that's going to be 2nd and goal from the 14. Klubnik looks to throw. Floats one towards the end zone, incomplete. So 3rd and goal. The Klubnik in shotgun back to his left. Klubnik throws underneath, that is caught, and he's going to get back down to the 2-yard line, but short, obviously, of the goal line. And it brings up 4th and goal. But they're going to keep the offense out there. Ball on the 1.5-yard line. 4th and goal. Clemson going to go with the I formation, hand it off to Randall, and Randall going to fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Adam Randall with a rushing touchdown. The first touchdown of the game. What an effort there for Adam Randall. Going forward on 4th down. What a run. 13 plays, 75 yards. Ends in a 4th down touchdown. 13 plays, 75 yards, 6:17 off the clock. Extra point for Clemson, up and good. They're up 10-3. Finally a touchdown, and it does seem as if the offenses have started to get going a little bit. I mean, they had very slow starts, but looking a little bit better. And Clemson gets in the end zone. You would have kicked it. I mean, I would understand kicking it. I mean, I probably would have taken the points right there. Been a defensive game so far, so I would probably take the points where I can get them. But I mean, if touchdown works, touchdown works. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. LSU gonna get the ball back. So far, result in the poll, everyone has said Clemson will win. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. I also have Clemson winning. But I wonder if the trend of offense picking up will continue. And we saw LSU with their best drive. And Clemson with their first touchdown drive. We'll have to see if that continues. So Clemson kicks this off. And the kick goes all the way through the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10 here for LSU on their own 25. So Nussmeier in shotgun back to his right. 4:36 to go in the first half. Nussmeier pressure rolls to his left, and Nussmeier throws short, incomplete. Looking for Durham. Garrett Nussmeier today 7 of 10 for 62 yards. So 2nd and 10, play clock at 5. Clemson shows blitz, and Clemson gonna bring it. Nussmeier pulls it on the option and dives ahead for a first down. Don't see Garrett Nussmeier in design runs often like that. But it's a good run there. He's got a lot of space. What's crazy? You didn't even know that it was Lee Corso's last show today. Really? Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss watching him. So his picks, like, Yeah, that's always, I think it's what pretty much everyone does. I go, like, 12, I'll go watch them all make their predictions, and then I'll go into watching football for the day. 1st and 10 from the 35. Nussmeier hands off, and no gain. You wait for the news for college football for a little bit. Makes sense. Who's going to replace him? I don't know if anyone's going to replace him. I'm not really sure. I think they're just going to kind of move along without him, but I'm not sure. So 2nd and 10 from the 35. Nussmeier looks to throw. Nussmeier long throw to the outside, incomplete. Hey, how's it going? So 3rd and 10. Nussmeier rolls right, throws that is completed, and going to go back across the field. It's got a first down. Conversion on 3rd and long. And a nice job moving the sticks there for LSU. Submit your application to College Game Day. Maybe you can replace him. I don't think so. But. So 1st and 10 here from midfield. Nussmeier to throw, pressured, and going to get rid of it to the back. Durham, and Durham to gain 10. Another first down for LSU. So it definitely seems as if the offenses have started to get going a little bit. But we reached the 2-minute warning here, or as they call it in college, the 2-minute timeout. Here in the first half. Yeah, both offenses have definitely started to get going. I mean, LSU with a good drive so far. Clemson coming off their first touchdown drive. Current drive for LSU, 6 plays, 35 yards. LSU also just picked up their first 3rd down. We got 2 minutes to go in the first half. Hold on 1 second. I want to check something real quick. And be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. So far, everyone has said Clemson will win. I agree. I picked Clemson to win 30-27. Although, by the looks of the first half, it might not be quite as high scoring, but luckily it does look like the offenses have started to find themselves a little bit. So now they're back from commercial. 2 minutes left in the first half. Each team with one timeout. Nussmeier throws outside, nearly intercepted. Actually got deflected and caught. Wow, I thought that was going to get picked, but the linebacker looking to undercut the route. But he got tipped and caught. Wow. Number 10, Sharp was the target. Number 7, Barnes tried to jump it and almost got there. I think he may have tipped it. Although he looked like he hurt himself after he tried to go make a play on the ball. And he's now down on the field. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, these injuries could be big for Clemson. Now this guy, and we already saw Antonio Williams go down with a hamstring injury. And we haven't seen him since the first quarter. So hopefully the injured player is okay for Clemson. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Let me check some scores from other games going on. That Kansas State and North Dakota game is really interesting. Kansas State has now taken the lead. 24-21. But that is still a 3-point game in the third quarter. That's definitely got to be concerning for Kansas State. You can't really dominate a not great FCS team. Texas A&M and UTSA has gotten a lot closer as well. Now 21-17 was, I believe, 21-3 before? No, 21-10. Now it's 21-17. Michigan up on New Mexico 24-10. Ole Miss up on Georgia State 17-7. And Texas Tech is destroying Arkansas Pine Bluff 40-0 still in the first half. That's pretty impressive. Oklahoma ended up beating Illinois State 35-3. I mean, so far my predictions for this week look pretty good. Only game I got wrong so far is Florida State and Alabama. Although, I mean, I know there's only like 5 games that can actually go either way. But still not too bad. Then we got a trick play here. Reverse to Xavier Thomas. Looks to throw it. And he throws it to Aaron Anderson. Anderson weaves inside at the 25. Spins inside to the 20. And a trick play there for LSU. Puts him to the 20-yard line. That was a cool play design. They flipped to Thomas on the reverse, then threw it to a wide-open Anderson. If he makes a better throw, I mean, I know he's not a quarterback, but if he makes a better throw, he's probably close to the 5. But that is still a great play there for LSU. 8-play, 55-yard drive so far. It's taken 3:10 off the clock. Nussmeier in the pistol. And Nussmeier turns around, hands off to Durham. And he's actually going to gain just a yard. LSU does not seem to be in a rush, but I mean, why would you be? Right now, it's still a minute to go before halftime. So 2nd and 9. Nussmeier throws outside. And here's number 6. I'm not sure who that is. He's going to gain about 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2 here for LSU. Now they're going to try to go quicker. That was Barryon Brown, by the way, number 6. Kentucky transfer. Got the 21 seconds in the first half. 3rd and 2. Nussmeier looks to throw. Nussmeier throws towards the end zone, broken up. And incomplete. Brings up 4th and 2. With 15 seconds left. Nussmeier wants to go for it. LSU going to call timeout. I don't know, especially now that you used that timeout right there for your LSU, I think I kicked this. You can take a pretty sure 3 points versus a conversion, then you don't get to the line quick. I mean, who really knows? I would just take the points right here, especially after using that timeout. But LSU keeping the offense out there. They're going to go for it right here. Nussmeier convinced Brian Kelly to go for it. 4th and 2 from the 12. Really looks more like 4th and 13. Oh, sorry, 4th and 3 from the 13. But Nussmeier in shotgun. Nussmeier, quick throw to the outside on a screen. Oh, he fumbled! Ball is out, recovered by Clemson. He was going to be short anyway, but he fumbles. And Clemson going to take over. I mean, 9 seconds left, so it doesn't really matter. But it's the 2nd fumble of the day for LSU. Yeah, I definitely would have taken the points now. I mean, I said I would have taken the points before. I mean, also a screen right there. They threw a screen right there with pretty much no blockers, too. I don't really like that play call. I mean, a screen there? Like, that doesn't make sense. Especially, you have no blockers out there. You've got one receiver to block like 3 defenders. That was just never going to work if you're LSU. But Clemson up 10-0, or sorry, 10-3 at the half, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half. But Clemson's defense with a 4th down stop. Offense, they're definitely starting to play better, but Clemson looking fairly good to end the half. Dabo Swinney And they just put it up. He's like 155-11 or something like that when leading at the half. So if you're Clemson, gotta like your chances. But I'm gonna go take a quick break. Now that we're at halftime, I'll be back in a few minutes. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Thank you guys for staying with me. Let's take a quick break. But we got Clemson leading LSU 10-3 at the half. They also got the kick to start the second half. And it's been a Very close first half. I'm very defensive in the first quarter. A little bit more offense in the second quarter, but still only 10-3. But 10-3 right now. As far as an updated score prediction goes, I originally said 30-27. I don't think we're getting there, but I'm going to go with. I'm going to stick with Clemson, and we're going to go Clemson by a score of. mm, let's say Clemson by a score of. I don't know. Let's go like 27. Let's go 27-20 Clemson. We saw more offense in the second quarter. I definitely think that'll continue into the second half. But we'll have to see. I definitely think the offense is going to continue to pick up a little bit. I mean, both these teams are really good defensively, so it makes sense why the defenses have been good, because both these teams have great defenses. Hold on 1 second. Just want to check something real quick. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Sorry, just trying to figure something out with my stream. All right. But let's go over some stats from the first half. We're going to start off with player stats, and we'll start off with stats for LSU. Garrett Nussmeier is 12 of 17 for 96 yards. Xavier Thomas also threw a pass. He's 1 of 1 for 16 yards. And on the ground for LSU, Caden Durham, he had a 24-yard run to start the game, but since then, he hasn't been great. 6 carries, 31 yards as a whole, but really got 5 carries for 7 yards outside of that one big run. Then you got Xavier Thomas, 2 carries, 27 yards. Juwan Johnson, 2 for 19. Then you got Harlem Burry, 1 for 1. Caleb Johnson, that's Caleb Jackson, 1 for a loss of 1. And Nussmeier, 2 carries for a loss of 2. Receiving for LSU, Aaron Anderson, 2 catches for 27 yards. Barryon Brown, 2 for 21. Xavier Thomas, 1 for 19. Caden Durham, 2 for 18. Bauer Sharp, 3 for 16. Juwan Johnson, 2 for 12. And Chris Hilton Jr., 1 for -1. And he also lost a fumble. Then for Clemson, Cade Klubnik is 6 of 12 for 91 yards. Then on the ground, Adam Randall, 4 carries for 10 yards. TJ Moore, 1 carry for 5 yards. Randall's also got a touchdown. Then number 24, David. I have no idea how to say his last name. 3 for 5. Klubnik has 6 carries for 2 yards. And Keith Adams Jr. has 1 carry for a loss of 2. Then receiving for Clemson, Bryant Wesco Jr. is 2 for 37. TJ Moore has 2 catches for 34 yards. And Tyler Brown with 2 catches for 20. Then comparing team stats real quick. First downs, LSU with 11, Clemson with 6, although neither team great on third down. LSU 1 for 5, Clemson is 1 for 6, though Clemson has been the better team on fourth down, going 2 for 2, while LSU is 0 for 1. LSU outgaining Clemson 177 to 110, been the better team through the air and on the ground, but LSU has also turned it over twice. LSU also averaging 4.6 yards per carry compared to Clemson at 1.2. And the time possession 16 minutes 37 seconds for LSU, 13:23 for Clemson. But a pretty close first half. I think it'll continue to be pretty close, and I think Clemson's going to continue to be the slightly better team, and I do have them winning. But let's go over some scores from around the country. Kansas State starting to pull away from North Dakota a little bit, 31-21. Just about in the fourth quarter, 42 seconds left in the third. Definitely think it's interesting that Kansas State has not been able to really put them away. Actually trailing at the half, but I mean, if they're winning now, I guess that's what really matters. Florida's destroying Long Island 48-0. Texas A&M and UTSA still in a close game. 21-17, Texas A&M leads. Michigan and New Mexico hasn't changed. 24-10, Michigan leads. And Texas Tech puts up 47 points in the first half against Arkansas Pine Bluff. That is crazy. 23 points in the first quarter, 24 in the second. That's wild. They're up 47-0 at the half. And Ole Miss leads Georgia State 25-7 at the half. Austin Simmons, new quarterback for Ole Miss, 14 of 19, 228, touchdown, but 2 picks in his first half as a starter. And SMU also leading East Texas A&M. I still don't even know what that is. SMU up 7-0 early in the first quarter. But then other scores that have already finished, obviously Ohio State beat Texas 14-7. Penn State destroyed Nevada 46-11. Georgia beat Marshall 45-7. Oregon destroyed Montana State 59-13. Florida State upset Alabama 31-17. Let's look at the next game. Oklahoma State and Illinois State. What am I saying? Sorry. Oklahoma and Illinois State. There we go. 35-3. Indiana beat Old Dominion 27-14. Surprised the game was that close. I thought Indiana should be able to be in a little bit more control of that game, but they've really struggled to stop the run. Old Dominion ran for 218 yards. Then Iowa State destroyed South Dakota 55-7, and Tennessee easily beat Syracuse 45-26. Also, Rocco Becht for Iowa State in that game, when they beat South Dakota 55-7, he had just one incompletion. He went 19 of 20 for 278 and 3 touchdowns. That is quite crazy. I mean, he's looked pretty good to start the year. And then Illinois also destroyed Western Illinois 52-3 last night. South Florida destroyed Boise State 34-7. And now that group of 5 playoff race gets really interesting. I mean, there's definitely some other group of 5 teams that can make the playoff, but Boise State was still supposed to be pretty good. I mean, now that they got destroyed by a group of 5 team, like, it's not like they went to Notre Dame and got destroyed. Like, they have to go to Notre Dame, I think, the beginning of October. Like, they went to South Florida. It was another group of 5 team. Got destroyed. But I mean, now the Group of 5 playoff race, there's definitely some interesting teams. I think Tulane's got a pretty good chance because they've got a somewhat easy schedule. I mean, they were great today in their win over Northwestern 23-3. And they got Jake Retzlaff at quarterback, who is pretty good. We saw what he can do at BYU last year. But he was good in his Tulane debut. Ran for like 100 yards. But, I mean, the non-conference schedule for Tulane is not impossible. They play Northwestern. That's a Power 4 opponent they already beat. They play South Alabama. That should be a win. The big one that they really play is Duke. I mean, I think Duke is good. They've also got former Tulane quarterback Darian Mensah, but that's going to be an interesting one. Tulane and Duke. Going to be really interesting, but Tulane's at home. That one could be a win for Tulane. Then the next week they have to go to Ole Miss. That's probably a loss. But then they get into conference play, and they don't really have to play any of the great teams in the American. I mean, Tulsa's not great. East Carolina's not great. Army just lost to an FCS team. UTSA might be okay. Memphis is pretty good. FAU's bad. Temple's bad. Charlotte's bad. They get a pretty favorable schedule when looking at what they can do. So I definitely think Tulane's a team to keep an eye on in the Group of 5 playoff race. I mean, even somebody like Navy could be pretty good. They got a fairly easy schedule. I think they can definitely be unbeaten by the time they play Notre Dame in their 8th game. But then they have such a tough schedule after they play Notre Dame. They go Notre Dame, South Florida, who we saw is actually pretty good. Then Memphis is good, and then they got Army. And even though Army doesn't look too great, you never know which way that one's going to go. And I mean, even Memphis has a potential Group of 5 playoff team. They beat Chattanooga 45-10. I don't think Memphis is amazing. I do think they're good, but I don't really see them being a playoff team, but it's definitely possible. I do think it's most likely we see the Group of 5 playoff team out of the American. Because then you look at somebody like South Florida, who's also in the American. They already beat Boise State very convincingly. That's a good win. Now, their next 2 games really are going to decide their season. Because they don't have the hardest conference schedule. But they go to Florida and go to Miami. I mean, those are 2 huge games right there for South Florida. I'm not saying they need to win those. If they can compete and not get destroyed, they have an argument if they were to go 10-2. Because then you look at the rest of their schedule. South Carolina State, that's a win. Charlotte's not good. North Texas, I don't think they're anything too great. FAU's not good. Memphis is kind of solid. That could be interesting. Especially having to go to Memphis. Home against UTSA, that should be a win. Navy is an interesting one. And then UAB and Rice. So I think South Florida should be pretty good. And I think that pretty much covers all the teams out of the American that can make the playoff. Memphis, Navy, South Florida, and Tulane. And then you get to other conferences that could potentially produce a Group of 5 playoff team. The Conference USA is just not good enough. I don't think they do it. The MAC is an interesting team. I like Ohio. A 3-point loss to Rutgers on Thursday. I think Ohio has a chance, but at the same time, the MAC is the MAC. It's not great. But Ohio, a 3-point loss to Rutgers, could have won that game, actually. But that's respectable. Going on the road to a Big Ten team I think is going to be solid, and only losing by 3. Not a terrible loss. Then they get West Virginia at home this week. But in week 2. That's going to be a big one. But I think West Virginia is quite bad, so I think Ohio should probably win that game. Then they have to go to Ohio State. And as long as they don't get destroyed, I think their playoff case can still be a possibility. And, I mean, they've got to win out in the MAC. They can't lose a game in the MAC. They get Gardner-Webb. Actually, that's still non-conference. But then they get Bowling Green, Ball State, Northern Illinois, Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio, Western Michigan, UMass, and Buffalo. So if they can go unbeaten and not get destroyed by Ohio State, it's possible we can see a MAC team in the playoff. because I do like this Ohio team a little bit. I think Parker Navarro's is that guy at quarterback. And then, I mean, you look at the Mountain West for a potential playoff team. I don't really see one. UNLV is okay. I just don't see it happening. And the last conference is the Sun Belt, and I don't think got a playoff team. Maybe James Madison. They're supposed to be pretty good. I think they could do it, but I don't know. If I had to say a group of 5 team I like in the playoff now that Boise State looks pretty unlikely, I'm going Tulane. I think their schedule sets up pretty well for them. They got a good quarterback. We obviously saw BYU last year, played at a high level. I'd go with Tulane. But we start the second half here, and Clemson gets the ball, kick is a touchback. That's not how you spell quarter. There we go. All right. So the second half gets underway. Clemson is up 10-3. They get the ball to start the second half as well. So far, results in the poll: 80% of you guys said Clemson will win. 20% have said LSU. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. I picked Clemson to win. So we start the second half. Handoff goes to Adam Randall up the middle for about 6 yards. Antonio Williams for Clemson missed most of the first half. He's got a right hamstring problem. But that could be a huge loss for Clemson. I mean, hamstring injuries are annoying too. I mean, he's really good. And now here's an injury for LSU. Whit Weeks comes off the field with the training staff, although he looks to jog off the field and seems to be okay. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, he hit his knee on the lineman's knee brace. Okay, that seems like it hurts. So obviously, hopefully he's okay. Hopefully everyone who gets hurt is okay. 2nd and 4. Klubnik in shotgun back to his left. Klubnik has time, throws over the middle, high and incomplete. Off the hands of TJ Moore. Brings up 3rd and 4. Texas A&M has now extended their lead on UTSA. They're now up 28-17. So 3rd and 4 here for Clemson. Klubnik in shotgun back to his right. Klubnik looks to throw, given time. Klubnik throws over the middle, again high. And wow, how did he catch that? What a catch there by Pat Henry. That was a high throw. He took a hit as he caught that. That's a great catch. Klubnik to throw here again. And throws one back shoulder that... Wow! Oh, I thought he caught that again. No, that one's wrestled away from Wesco, the target. Almost made an unreal catch. Like, pinned the ball to his body. LSU had to rip it away. Actually, his knee goes down right there. Before they ripped it out. Let's see, does he have control right here? Can't see from that angle. I think this might be a catch. Can't see the ball from that angle either. I think this might be a catch. I mean, he like tips it back to himself, and then it looks like he has it. His knee goes down right there, and then it gets wrestled away from him. I think this is a catch. What a catch there by Bryant Wesco. It was ruled an incomplete pass in the field, so obviously it's got to be enough to overturn it, but I think this is a catch. But that would be two really nice catches in a row for Clemson, if they end up ruling this one a catch. That was the first one with Pat Henry. All right, let's see. We got the call here. Yeah, they're going to give him the catch. Yeah, that's a really nice catch by Bryant Wesco. He tips it to himself, and also great job by Klubnik and Wesco being on the same page for the back shoulder. That's a really nice throw and catch. But back-to-back nice plays, and Clemson's on the 31-yard line. Klubnik in shotgun, and quarterback run here. Klubnik nowhere to go, though. Weeks with the tackle. Good to see him back on the field after he left before. So 2nd and 9. They do give Klubnik a yard there on the quarterback run. From the 31, Klubnik in shotgun back to his left. LSU brings a blitz. Klubnik has time, rolls to his right, just chucks it downfield, and it's incomplete. TJ Moore was the receiver in the area. Harold Perkins was the free rusher. By the way, Kansas State and North Dakota still pretty close. Now a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. Definitely has to be concerning for Kansas State. Game 31-28. For this third down play, we got play blown dead. Timeout for Clemson with the play clock winding down. Definitely not where you want to burn a timeout right there. But it's going to be 3rd and 9 for Clemson. After the timeout. Well, let's see this. Some of the other scores. Florida's, they up 48-0 on Long Island. Yeah, Kansas State and North Dakota 31-28 with 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go. That could be really interesting. A top 25 team against an FCS team. And then you got Texas A&M and UTSA. Texas A&M is now back up pretty easily, 35-17. Was 21-17 just a few minutes ago. But Marcel Reed with a couple touchdown passes. And Texas A&M now back up by, what's that, 15? 13? No. How do I do math? 18. There we go. Michigan leads New Mexico 27-10. Georgia Tech and Ole Miss. Ole Miss is up 32-7. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Texas Tech has been delayed for some reason. Probably lightning in the area, I would assume. But Texas Tech up 47-0 at the half. And then SMU and Eastern Texas A&M 14-0 SMU leads. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Hold on 1 second. Just want to check something real quick. But while we wait for them to come back from commercial, feel free to like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. If you guys were to hit that like button. Again, results in the poll: 57% of you guys said Clemson will win. 43% have said LSU. Again, be sure to vote if you have not already done so. So now they're back from commercial. It is 3rd and 9 for Clemson on what's been a pretty good first drive of the third quarter. Klubnik in shotgun. Klubnik rolls to his right. Klubnik on the run, throws downfield. His receiver was on the ground. That's TJ Moore, and incomplete. LSU had a spy there on Cade Klubnik to avoid him potentially taking off. It's 4th and 9. Clemson going to send on the field goal unit, try to go up by 10, make it a 2-score game. This is a 48-yard field goal, so not an easy one. And the kick is on the way, drifting right, and it's no good. The kick misses wide right. It stays a 7-point game. And Clemson with a pretty good drive on their first drive. But ends with no points. They miss a field goal. They go 63 yards, 12 plays. So 1st and 10 here from the 31 for LSU. Nussmeier in shotgun, back to his left. There's a handoff, Durham right side, and Durham swung down after a gain of about 3. Flag comes in. This one's going to come back, a hold against LSU. Durham, he had that really good first run of the game. But he hasn't been too effective outside that first run, where he ran for, I think, 24. So 1st and 20, after the penalty backs up LSU. Nussmeier in shotgun, back, line up to his left. On their own 21, Nussmeier, underneath there's Aaron Anderson. He's got space after the catch, gets a block. Anderson still going inside Clemson territory. And Aaron Anderson down to the 40-yard line. What a catch and run for LSU. So 1st and 10 here from the 40. Nussmeier, given time, throws underneath. There's Aaron Anderson again for a gain of about 14. Back-to-back nice plays there for LSU and Aaron Anderson. That was actually a pretty nice catch. Low throw there for Nussmeier. So from the 26, Nussmeier to throw again. Going to take a shot down the sideline. That is incomplete. Oh, no. He caught it, but he's out of bounds. Tight end Sharp was the intended receiver, number 10. It's actually pretty impressive that he caught that. Just couldn't get a foot in. Smart play there by the defender just to push him out of bounds. Nussmeier hands off. Here's Caden Durham. And he fights his way ahead for about 5. So we got 3rd and 5 here for LSU. They're going to actually mark it 3rd and 6. Third and 6, 10:45 to go in the third quarter. LSU is 1 for 5 on 3rd down. From the Clemson 22, Nussmeier looks to throw, rolls to his right. Nussmeier looking downfield, throws back across the field, caught for a first down. Down to the 5-yard line. And LSU makes the catch and converts on 3rd down. Nice play there by Garrett Nussmeier. So it's 1st and goal here for LSU. Got an injured Clemson player down on the field. Hopefully he's okay. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Ronan Hannafin, a junior from Burlington, Massachusetts. Hopefully he's okay. So 1st and goal here for LSU. I think it's the first time they've had a goal-to-go situation. 5-play, 64-yard drive so far. 1st and goal from the 5. $10 to go in the third quarter. Nussmeier comes under center. Caden Durham is the back. And Durham gets it here straight ahead for maybe a yard. Not much space. Brings up 2nd and goal. So 2nd and goal. Empty backfield for Garrett Nussmeier. 4 receivers was left. Nussmeier throws to the right. Incomplete. Might have been a hold there, and there was a flag. I do think that is the right call. There was definitely holding, pass interference, because he was holding him while the ball was in the air. Penalty was also in the end zone. Going to put the ball on the 2-yard line. And it also resets it to 1st down. So 1st and goal from the 2. Here for LSU. Nussmeier under center. Touchdown ties the game. Nussmeier, play action, throws to the flat, broken up. Sharp the intended target. But a nice pass break up there for the Clemson defense. So 2nd and goal. Nussmeier again comes under center. Durham is the back. Play clock at 2. Nussmeier hands off. Durham powers his way. Ball came out at the end. I think he was in first. And the signal is touchdown. So LSU with a touchdown. And they're an extra point away from tying this game. What a drive there for LSU. Caden Durham with a 2-yard touchdown. It's an 8-play, 69-yard drive. Takes 3:48 off the clock. Oh, I just realized I put 10 without even knowing the extra point yet. That's a big touchdown drive there for LSU. They might be taking a look at this, just to make sure he was in before he fumbled. I think he's in there, but you can't see where the ball is. I think he breaks the plane. I think he's in. He's still got the ball control there. Right there, he breaks the plane. Yeah, that's a touchdown. He doesn't lose the ball until his elbow hits the ground in the end zone. So, definitely a touchdown there for LSU. And here's Ramos to add the extra point and tie it at 10. And the extra point is right down the middle. So we're tied at 10. LSU capitalizes off the Clemson missed field goal and then goes 69 yards down the field and ties the game at 10. Nice drive there for LSU, and we are tied. A very close game. Oh, wow. Kansas State and North Dakota actually is crazy how close that game is. North Dakota just took the lead over Kansas State 35-31. There's 4:12 to go there. I mean, maybe Kansas State just isn't that good. But I mean, that's crazy. How do you give up 35 points to an FCS team? And I thought this Kansas State defense was actually supposed to be pretty good. I mean, you definitely also could put up more than 31 against an FCS team, but when you're allowing them to score touchdowns every drive, I mean, you're going to get limited drives because instead of their drives taking 3 minutes and them punting, it's going to take 6-7 minutes for them to go score a touchdown. We've got Texas A&M and UTSA. Texas A&M still leads 35-17. Michigan still leads New Mexico 27-10. SMU still leads East Texas A&M 14-0, and Ole Miss leads Georgia State 39-7. Also, Florida and Long Island hasn't changed. 48-0 Florida leads. 2:16 to go in the fourth quarter there. DJ Lagway threw 3 touchdowns for Florida. I think he's going to have a big year. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Clemson going to get the ball back. Give me 1 second. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. And game tied at 10. And let's see what Clemson can do here for their second drive of the third quarter. Put together a pretty good drive in their first drive of the second half, then settled for a long field goal and missed it. The kick is away, and this one is going to go through the end zone for a touchback, and the ball will come out to the 25. So 1st and 10 from the 25. Randall motions out of the backfield. Klubnik gets rid of it quickly to Bryant Wesco to the outside. And Wesco going to gain 9, maybe 10. Close to a first down. So they do give him a first down there. From the 35, Klubnik in shotgun, Randall to his left. Klubnik, pressured, throws up the seam, intercepted! Klubnik missed, and he got picked off. First time Clemson's turned it over. And Klubnik throws his first pick of the year. Yeah, that's just a bad throw. Klubnik, he's about to get pressured, but he's able to get this throw off before he gets hit. And he just completely missed. That is a big turnover right there. Let's see if LSU can take advantage of that. First turnover of the day for Clemson. LSU's turned it over twice, both in the first half. Nussmeier, hands off. Here's Caden Durham bouncing outside. Durham with a lot of space. First down and more. The 39-yard line. A nice run there for Caden Durham. Durham 72 total yards, 54 on the ground, 18 receiving. From the 39, Nussmeier rolls to his right. On the run, Nussmeier throws underneath. Is that caught? Yeah, that is caught. Tight end Sharp. Brings up 2nd and roughly 7. Nussmeier 16 of 23 for 168 yards. Nussmeier off play action, quick throw that is caught by Anderson for another 6. And to make it 3rd and 1 from the 30. So 3rd and 1 here. LSU 2 of 6 on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 1 from the 30. Could be 4-down territory. Going to go quarterback sneak. And don't have to worry about 4th down. Nussmeier converts himself. That one fooled me. I was over here looking at the chat, and Nussmeier ends up with a sneak. I saw it out like the corner of my eye. I just thought he was going to make a check at the line. But 1st and 10 here from the 28. Nussmeier in shotgun. Hands off to the left side. No gain. Maybe if he lost a yard. Juwan Johnson with the carry. So 2nd and 11. Here for LSU. They've definitely been the better team on the ground. 89 rushing yards compared to 26 for Clemson. Nussmeier going to take a shot down the sideline towards the end zone. It is caught, but he didn't get into the end zone. Out inside the 1. Well, what a catch. Barryon Brown, the Kentucky transfer, makes the catch. Wow, that's a great catch. Great throw for Nussmeier as well. I don't know how he didn't get into the end zone right there. He knocked over the pylon. LSU thinks they scored. They're going to take a look at this. It's a great catch by Brown. He tips it back to himself. He's got control, a foot in, and he goes over the pylon. I think that's a touchdown. He's even got a foot down in the end zone. Well, what a catch there for Barryon Brown. I think this is a touchdown. They ruled him out of bounds at the 1. But I mean, what a throw and what a catch. From Nussmeier to Brown. Man, you can't put that ball any better. That is a great throw. Alright, let's see. Here's the call. Incomplete pass. He did not maintain control. Wait a minute. Incomplete pass? How is this incomplete? So he tips it to himself, then he controls it. It doesn't come loose till he hits the ground. Which would be after he scores. I have no idea how that's incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 11 for LSU. That's a terrible call. That was a touchdown. Nussmeier throws outside. Incomplete, dangerous throw with multiple defenders in the area. And it's 4th down. Here's another look at it. I have no idea how this is incomplete. Control? I mean, he's controlling it with his right hand. It's not like it's moving around. Because if it was still moving and he didn't have control with how he grips it, it'd probably be dropped. That's a crazy call. But LSU going to be forced to settle for 3 here. They've already made from 53. Here's Ramos from 47, and this one way off. Not even close. He missed it wide left. Oh, he hurt himself. Ramos comes off the field limping. That could explain why that wasn't close. Did this get tipped? I wonder. I don't think he got tipped. Just must have misstepped or something. But hopefully he's okay. But it stays 10-10 as LSU misses a field goal and they got robbed of a touchdown. I mean that is I still don't understand that call. Yeah, they just got robbed of a touchdown. I don't know how you look at that and say that's not even a completed pass, let alone a touchdown. I mean, the ball moved when it hit the ground, but he had controlled it all the way before then. He completed the process of a catch, scored a touchdown, and then the ball came out. I don't get that one. But instead, it's now 10-10. And now Clemson gets the ball back. Good field position. Hold on 1 second. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Clemson gets the ball back after the missed field goal. And hopefully Ramos is okay. But that's now something to watch because, I mean, as a Notre Dame fan, injuries to a kicker experienced that a lot last season with Mitch Jeter. He was banged up all year and wasn't 100% of the playoffs. And he was never right. He was not good for like the second half of the year, even when he was, quote, healthy, because he wasn't. But yeah, that could be a problem for LSU unless they have a good other kicker. But for most teams, we're looking to have even one. So 2nd and 3 here for Clemson. Our first down play was a 7-yard throw and catch, by the way. Sorry, I just completely didn't talk about that. The Klubnik keeps this one for about no gain. And we 3rd and about 3 still. Third and 5. Actually, Klubnik lost a couple yards. So Klubnik throws over the middle that is broken up. And LSU with a quick 3-and-out forced. Good coverage there. And Clemson goes 3-and-out very quickly. So Clemson forced to punt it away. LSU going to get the ball back. And fair catch by Xavier Thomas at the 27-yard line. But LSU takes over at their own 27. Let's see what they can do this drive. Last drive was pretty good, but ended in 0 points. Nussmeier hands off. Here's Caden Durham right side. And Durham with a nice run. He gains 8, running somebody over in the process. And a very good pickup there for LSU on first down. Durham, 11 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. That's 5.6 yards a carry. Nussmeier, hands off. Here's Durham again. He's got a first down, gains 3. And LSU moves the sticks. So 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Game tied at 10. Nussmeier in shotgun back to his right. Xavier Thomas motions to the backfield. They're going to hand it to him, and he's taken down for a loss. Thomas loses 2. And it's 2nd and 12. We've seen them run it with Xavier Thomas a couple of times today. I think that's the 3rd carry he's got. This one doesn't go anywhere. Great job at the Clemson defense. So 2nd and 11 from their own 37. Nussmeier empty backfield, looks to throw, and underneath behind his receiver, incomplete. After the incompletion, now 3rd and 11. So 3rd and long from their own 37. Nussmeier in shotgun back to his right. Nussmeier looks to throw, steps up in the pocket. Over the middle, that is incomplete, off the hands of Thomas. Flag comes in. Wow, let's see. It's pass interference against Clemson. I didn't think there was interference right there. Maybe a different angle is better. He's got a hold of the jersey a little bit, but... Oh, that's not interference. I mean... I don't know. He doesn't really interfere with his ability to catch the ball. I mean, is it technically? I don't know. I mean, I don't love the call. But 1st and 10 here from the 48. Nussmeier throws underneath. Yeah, we got flag, or a whistle. A flag before the snap, actually. Got a false start against LSU. Backs him up 5. Dabo Swinney's really upset about that. That pass interference. First and 15. 1:03 to go in the third quarter. Nussmeier sets up the screen here to bury on Brown. And Brown gains just about 3, getting it to midfield. So it's 2nd and 11. Ball in midfield. Nussmeier in shotgun, back to his right. Nussmeier over the middle, that is caught for a first down. Aaron Anderson makes the catch, gains 13. And LSU moves to sticks. And we got a flag as well. It's roughing the passer. Nussmeier actually limping a little bit after that. That could be bad. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, that's definitely a wait. Definitely a late hit there. So, I mean, I understand it. Nussmeier, he's limping around. Hopefully he's okay. He's going to have some time. There's the end of the third quarter, but that could be big. But 10-10 as we enter the fourth quarter. Game's still tied. Although it shouldn't be tied. That was that touchdown that was taken away from LSU. But hopefully Nussmeier is okay after that big hit, which definitely was roughing the passer. But we enter the fourth quarter, game tied, and let's just see some other scores from around college football. I wonder how that North Dakota Kansas State game is. Oh, that game's over. Is it? No, I scrolled right past it. Sorry. Oh, Kansas State took the lead. There's 22 seconds left. Kansas State is up 3. North Dakota has 22 seconds to run their own 49. Wow. I mean, how are Kansas State and North Dakota playing what actually seems to be like a great game? Texas A&M and UTSA. A&M's up 42-17. Michigan leads New Mexico 34-17. Ole Miss leads Georgia State. I always want to say Georgia Tech. Georgia State 39-7. Arizona State leads Northern Arizona 14-0. SMU leads East Texas A&M 21-0. Oh, Kansas State, they just forced a turnover on downs. And they're going to get the ball back and win. But A 3-point win over North Dakota is interesting. I mean, North Dakota is not the good North Dakota team. That's North Dakota State. But maybe North Dakota is going to be pretty good, or maybe Kansas State is going to join the list of teams that have not been good after losing in Ireland. It definitely seems possible, but a 38-35 win for Kansas State. That game's now over. That's got to drop them out of the top 25. I mean, they already lost, so they got that loss from last week. So when the rankings come out, when do they come out? Tuesday, I think? Kansas State's got to be out of the top 25. Texas Tech and Arkansas Pine Bluff is still delayed. They're still waiting to start the second half with Texas Tech up 47-0. But we're back here. We start the fourth quarter. Nussmeier fakes the toss left, now throws right. There's the tight end Green. He breaks a tackle, breaks another, and gains 8. But Nussmeier looks okay after his limping before. That's obviously good to see. Seven plays, 61-yard drive so far for LSU. Nussmeier under center, hands off. Durham bounces right and is taken down at the line. So it's now 3rd and short for LSU. So 3rd and 1. 8 plays, 61-yard drive so far. Taking about 4.5 minutes off the clock. Nussmeier under center. It's a quarterback sneak. And Nussmeier's got a first down. A gain of 2. Moves the sticks. And it's 1st and goal here for LSU from the 10. Nussmeier hands off. Caden Durham slips a tackle. And again, gains about 2. Remember, the kicker Ramos hurt himself before. They're saying it's just a cramp for him. But still something to keep an eye on. So 2nd and goal from the 8 here for LSU. Nussmeier empty backfield, 4 receivers to his right. Nussmeier going to throw a fade to the left, and that ball is called for a touchdown. They go to the tight end Green, who's 6'7". And a touchdown there for LSU. It's an 8-yard touchdown, and LSU leads for the first time. Right? Did I make that up? I don't think so. An 11-play, 73-yard drive, and now here's Ramos for the extra point, and this one no problem, right down the middle. So 17-10, LSU leads Clemson with 12 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. What a catch there by Green. And LSU has their first lead of the day. Right? I didn't make that up, right? No, LSU leads for the first time. It was Clemson 3-0, then 3-3, then Clemson 10-3, then 10-10, and now 17-10. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. We'll see how Clemson responds to that. They now trail for the first time today. Went 3 and out their last drive. Yeah, they went 3 and out their last drive, and then they threw a pick. The drive before that was good, but they missed a field goal, and that is what they've done in the second half. So, got to get the offense going. Clemson with 55 yards in the second half. We need that to be a lot better. So we still wait for them to come back from commercial break. Clemson down 17-7, trailing for the first time today. I know I've said that like a million times in the last 2 minutes. With over 12 minutes to go. LSU outgaining Clemson 150-60 in the second half. LSU looking for their first season opening win under Brian Kelly. They lost to Florida State in 2022 on a blocked extra point, got destroyed by Florida State in 2023. And then last year, lost a close one to USC. LSU has not won a season opener since Joe Burrow was their quarterback, over their last 5. So 1st and 10 from the 25. Klubnik, off play action, looks to throw. Klubnik rolls to his right. Klubnik gets a throw off as he's dragged down. He had one similar to that before where he was down before he threw it. So 2nd and 10 here. Klubnik underneath. A gain of about 6. Brings up 3rd and 4. If you're Clemson, you really need a first down right here. They're 2 for 9 on third downs. LSU's got the momentum. You got to have a first down right here. 3rd and 4 from their own 31. Klubnik looks to throw. Has time. Klubnik rolls to his right. Now gets pressured. Throws back across the field. First down. Adam Randall, the running back, makes the catch. The former receiver. And Clemson moves the chains. Big first down there for Clemson. Really needed that. Now I've got an LSU defender down the field, number 4. Hopefully he's okay. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Hopefully the injured player is okay. Number 4 for the LSU defense was the guy who's hurt. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Clemson with the first down after one they really needed. Hold on 1 second. So we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Again, hopefully the injured player is okay. So they're back from commercial. Clemson with a first down after a big third down conversion. So Klubnik in shotgun. Clemson in their own 42. Klubnik off play action. Throws over the middle, that is caught for another first down by their tight end, still on his feet to the 38-yard line. Its first catch of the day. Great job after the catch, making multiple guys miss. I mean, it helped when his defender fell down. But he ran through a guy before he got finally taken down. So 1st and 10 here from the 38. Klubnik throws to the outside. There's TJ Moore, who slips and only gains 2. Moore had some space after the catch, just couldn't get going because he slipped. So Klubnik in shotgun here, 2nd and 8 from the 37. Here comes an LSU blitz. Klubnik underneath, caught for a gain of about 3. Olsen Pat Henry, the tight end, with the catch. Clemson with another 3rd down. They're just 3 of 10 today. Last year they converted 44%, which is 29th best in the country. 3rd and 5. Could be 4-down territory. Klubnik, it's a quarterback run, and Klubnik just has to throw it away. He had nowhere to go. Lucky a lineman wasn't too far downfield. Klubnik throws it away, but a great play by the LSU defense. Smart play by Klubnik to throw it away and avoid a huge loss. So 4th and 5, Clemson will go for it, and I like the decision for Dabo Swinney. They're 2 of 2 on 4th downs today. This is from the 34. Klubnik pressured over the middle. That is broken up. More the intended target. Nearly intercepted. Oh, actually, they're going to say the play doesn't count. Timeout was called by Clemson before the snap. Oh, it was actually an LSU timeout. So LSU at the timeout before that play. And that's big, because, I mean, got off the field right there. Well, obviously it didn't count because timeout before. But a big 4th down right here. I do think you go for it if you're Clemson. I wouldn't trust kicking a field goal here. I mean, that also doesn't do you a ton of good. I mean, there's still 9 minutes to go, but a field goal here is a 50-yarder. No guarantee when you've already missed from 48? 49? Somewhere around there. Yeah, missed 48-yarder. Yeah, I like the idea to go for it. 4th and 5 from the 33. I feel like you have to. You're not punting here. You're kind of in that range where it's a long field goal, but you're not going to punt from your opponent's 35. You have to go for it, and I mean, also with the position you're in the game, I like going for it. I mean, down 7, 9 minutes to go. I think going for it is 100% the right move. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Wow, this is a long commercial break. Still waiting for them to come back. 4th and 5 here for Clemson. It's a big third down right here. Or sorry, fourth down. 4th and 5. So here we go. 9:06 to go in the fourth quarter. We're back from commercial. 4th down and 5. From the LSU 33. Klubnik in shotgun. Adam Randall is back to his right. 3 receivers to the left side. Klubnik looks to throw over the middle. That is incomplete. Broken up, looking for TJ Moore. But a big stop by the LSU defense. Now, if you're Clemson, you really need your defense to come up big on this possession. Hold them off the board. Get the ball back to the offense. Need their defense to come up big right here for Clemson. 9:02 to go. Nussmeier in shotgun back to his right. We'll hand it off. Durham cuts up the middle. And Caden Durham going to get about 3. Nussmeier tonight, 208 yards and a touchdown. 2nd and 8, 8.5 minutes to go. Empty backfield. We're going to set up the screen. And going to break a tackle and get a first down before he steps out at about the 45. Not sure who that was with the catch. So 1st and 10. The clock is something to watch here. Now inside 8 minutes. Another screen, same guy, same play. Almost same pickup. Gain of about 6. Number 8 there. I'm not sure who that is for LSU. He makes the catch. Oh, that was the back. Juwan Johnson. So 2nd and 3. Again, an empty backfield for Nussmeier. 3rd play in a row. It's the same play. Screen to Johnson. This time he's going to gain about 3, but enough for a first down. That's 3 in a row. So 6:40 to go. 1st and 10. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Finally, they come out with a different formation. Nussmeier throws wide, but caught. That's a big loss. Nussmeier didn't want to throw it to Barryon Brown right away. Then he did, and Brown lost like 6. I mean, it keeps the clock running. That's the good thing. The bad news is he lost a ton. It's 2nd and 17. If you're Clemson, this is your opportunity right here. This set of downs to get off the field. So 2nd and 17. Nussmeier in shotgun back to his left. They're going to go to the ground. Caden Durham, right side. He's going to get about 5. So it's going to be 3rd and long here. Big opportunity for Clemson to get off the field. 6 plays, 19 yards, 340 off the clock on this drive. I mean, even if you don't score, you got points. That'll still work for LSU. Play was stopped here, not sure why. So apparently there's some kind of problem with the clock that they have to fix. Let's see. The play ended 5:43-ish. Oh, they had to put about 30 seconds or so. 32 seconds back on the clock. LSU 4 of 9 on third down. This is a 3rd and 12 from the Clemson 47. They motion to an empty set for Nussmeier. Now Durham motions back to the backfield. Nussmeier in shotgun. Durham to his left. Nussmeier throws a screen to the outside. There's Barry on Brown. And Brown is taken down at the 40, 5 yards short. Five minutes to go. Yeah, I was just going to punt this away, but I mean, you should be able to pin Clemson back fairly deep. And even though you don't get any points, it's a good drive there for LSU. Take time off the clock. This is a great drive. Wesco back deep to receive. And Wesco lets it go over his head. It goes into the end zone. And LSU had guys there, just tried to catch it and couldn't. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. It was a good punt. Was going to bounce inside the 5. They had guys down. Make the play. So Clemson with the ball here. 2 timeouts. 4 minutes, 26 seconds on the clock. Ball on their own 20. Clemson down 7. Klubnik pressured. Klubnik gets rid of it. Got deflected in the air. And is incomplete. He almost threw it right at the defensive lineman, who nearly picked it. Weeks with pressure. One defensive lineman batted it to the other, nearly picked. So 2nd and 10 from the 20. Klubnik looks to throw. This time he's got time. And he's going to take a shot down the field. He's got a man. Coach is on the ground. Brian Kelly just he fell over on the sideline. I think he tripped over the official. That was hilarious. They're trying to find Wesco in a swap fade who can't catch it. But at the top of the screen, you just see Brian Kelly tumbling on the sideline. That was hilarious. That was a pretty good throw, too, from Klubnik. But 3rd and 10 here. From their own 20. Klubnik, we got whistles and play blown dead. False start here against Clemson. We got 4:14 to go. It's 3rd and 15. Not an easy 3rd down right here for Clemson. On their own 15, have to get to the 30. Klubnik looks to throw, has time. Underneath. They'll get it back to the 23. Now they're going to go for this, though. No. No, they're going to punt it. Okay. I mean, that's probably the right decision, but now you got to get the ball back soon. So Xavier Thomas back deep to receive. 4th and 8. Clemson punts it away. 3.5 minutes to go. Thomas fields it at the 28. And Thomas with space on the return. Really good return up to the 46-yard line for Xavier Thomas. A flag is down, though, so this one might come back. We get a hold against LSU, so this is going to come back. 10-yard penalty added to the end of the run, so it's going to be close to about the 35, 38-yard line, somewhere around there. We've already seen 2 top 10 teams lose today, with Texas and Alabama, and going to be 3 with the loser of this game, potentially Clemson. Not looking too great for them right now. So 1st and 10 here. 3:22 to go. Clemson's got 2 timeouts. Nussmeier throws underneath. That is caught. Maybe a loss of a yard. I don't know why you're just not running the ball. Throwing the ball is fairly risky there. I mean, you've got to worry about a drop, getting it tipped, and potentially knocked in the air. I would just keep it on the ground. So 2nd and 11. 2:45 to go. Clemson still with 2 timeouts. Nussmeier hands off. Durham lost a yard. Gonna be 3rd down. There's first timeout for Clemson right there. With 2:34 to go. LSU's outgained Clemson 352 to 219. Third and 11. Here for LSU. Again, if you're Clemson, you got to go off the field right here. A first down doesn't end the game, but it makes it a lot harder, obviously. LSU 3 of 12 on third down. This is 3rd and 11. Got to imagine they're going to run the ball. Nussmeier's going to throw. He's going to dump this off to Durham underneath. Clemson's going to rally the football and take him down short. A gain of 4. And now if you're Clemson, you call a timeout here or you let it run. If you let it run, you're going to take it down to the 2-minute timeout. But then you still have a timeout you can use at whenever you want it. As opposed to having one set timeout at the 2-minute timeout. So I guess that does make sense. But Clemson's going to get the ball back. Cade Klubnik and the Clemson offense going to have a chance. They're going to need to be a lot better, though. They've been shut out so far in the second half. I'm going to score just 10 points in the entire game. Let's check some other scores real quick while they're at commercial. Ole Miss now up on Georgia State 56-7. Arizona State leads Northern Arizona 14-3. SMU leads East Texas A&M 21-3. Michigan beat New Mexico 34-17. Texas A&M beat UTSA 42-24. Marcel Reed, 4 touchdown passes in that game for Texas A&M, 289 and 4 touchdowns. Well, we wait for them to come back from commercial. A big opportunity right here for Cade Klubnik and this Clemson offense to go win the game. They're going to have a timeout. They're going to obviously need to manage the clock well, which isn't a guarantee, because teams are just terrible at managing the clock. Colorado last night was a great example of that. That was awful clock management. But let's see what Clemson can do. They're going to have 2 minutes, end of timeout, or it's going to be like a minute 50 after the punt. But let's see. What the offense can do. They have not scored yet in the second half. Still waiting for them to come back from commercial. Clemson getting the ball back. Defense did their job and forced a 3 and out. LSU looking to win their first season opener since 2019. Ryan Wesco back deep to receive. 4th and 7. The punt is away for LSU. Wesco fields it at the 28. And on the return, Wesco breaks a tackle. Jukes inside. Wesco might as well just get out of bounds right here. Or they're going to say he did step out. Wesco steps out at the 43. That's going to give Cade Klubnik a minute 46 and 1 timeout to work with. And that was a good return, set you up with pretty good field position as well. So let's see what Cade Klubnik can do. No Antonio Williams, who's been out since one of the first drives of the game. Cade Klubnik needs to have time as well. Hasn't always been a guarantee. Klubnik definitely hasn't played his best game. 15 of 31 for 188 yards. And a minute 46 and a timeout to work with. Down by 7, needing a touchdown. So Klubnik in shotgun, Randall motions out of the backfield. LSU brings 4. Here's a throw incomplete, looking for TJ Moore. I don't think Moore was ready for it. So second and 12. Second and 10. After the incompletion. Klubnik looks to throw, pressured. Klubnik hit as he throws downfield accurately to TJ Moore for a first down to the 38, and he gets out of bounds as well. That was a nice one for Cade Klubnik. Got hit, delivered an accurate throw to TJ Moore, who looks like he might be that go-to guy on this drive. So first and 10 from the 38. Klubnik in shotgun. 5-man rush. Gets to the outside. Breaks the tackle. That's big. Tightropes the sideline. Wow, that was a big play. He stayed in bounds. Avoided getting tackled inbounds. Got 15 and then got out. Huge catch and run there. Still a minute 34 to go. Now ball on the 21-yard line. Klubnik in shotgun. LSU brings a blitz. Klubnik gets rid of it quickly. That's not too good. Luckily, there's still time. 4-yard catch inbounds. Minute 25 to go. Clock running down to minute 15. Second and 7. LSU brings 4. Klubnik outside. There's Randall. And Randall going to break a tackle and get out of bounds. Gain of 3. Stops the clock with a minute 8 to go. Brings up third and about 4. So it's third and 4 from the 15. 1:08 to go. Here's another blitz from LSU. Ball out quickly. Tipped up in the air. And incomplete. Wesco, the intended receiver. For Clemson, very lucky that just falls to the ground. So now it's 4th down. Does LSU bring another blitz? I think they probably will. They could mix it up though. 4th and 4. Minute 4 to go. Klubnik in shotgun. Timeout LSU. I was just thinking, would Clemson maybe want to spend theirs to make sure they're all on the same page? But you'd probably want to save that. But, well, it might not matter because you'd want to save it. But at the same time, if you don't get this right here, timeout means nothing. But it's 4th and 4. 1:04 to go. Let's see if LSU brings another blitz. So 4th and 4 from the 15. Gotta have it if you're Clemson. Here comes another blitz. Klubnik rolls to his right. Klubnik gets rid of it. That is incomplete. LSU is going to hold on for the win. Harold Perkins with pressure. And LSU is going to upset Clemson. All that good drive for nothing. Yeah, really. I don't think Klubnik realized that they had a spy on him. I think he wanted to run for it, but then he saw Harold Perkins coming at him. But LSU's defense with the stop. A kneel down for Nussmeier, and LSU's going to win their first season opener since 2019. How about this defense for LSU? Well, just 10 points to a really good Clemson offense. A shutout in the second half. Another kneel down for Nussmeier. But LSU upsets Clemson. Oh, that was the wrong thing. There we go. But an upset win 17-10. LSU beats Clemson. And go on the road. Wow. What a win for LSU. I mean, that's big. Brian Kelly actually wins a big game, too. I mean, that's big. I mean, this is one of the games I definitely thought LSU was going to lose. I felt fairly confident about picking Clemson in this game. I thought they were the better team. Apparently not. But LSU finally wins the season opener. I mean, the crazy thing is that, like, none of the teams that played today, who we thought were truly elite, who played, like, the actual good team. So I'm not counting Penn State, who played Nevada. Or Georgia, who played against Marshall, or somebody like that. None of the teams who played against actually good teams really looked that good. I mean, Texas looked not very good against Ohio State. Ohio State wasn't anything impressive. And then, I mean, neither of these teams were truly impressive. I think the LSU defense was good, but I don't. I wasn't really impressed with their offense. I mean, they ran it somewhat well, but nothing too crazy. So that's interesting. Hold on one second. But a big win for LSU. Garrett Nussmeier goes for 238 yards and a touchdown. A big upset win. But that's gonna do it for today's stream, everybody. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream every week for college football, but for the NFL, I'll stream every. I'm gonna be streaming this Thursday for the NFL season opener, and every Sunday and Monday night game in the NFL. As far as stream goes next week for college, I'm not sure. I don't really think there's any truly great games next week, especially at night, which would be ideal. I mean, Michigan and Oklahoma, I don't really think that's going to be amazing. I'll think about it, but I'm not sure I'm going to stream for college next week, but definitely have NFL streams. Got a lot of content on the way between the NFL season, college season, all that. But that's going to do it for this stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. LSU upsets Clemson 17-10. But be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications, don't miss any other videos. I got rankings coming out for college Monday or Tuesday. Happy Labor Day, by the way. Yeah, but I got NFL predictions, NFL power rankings, college predictions. Got a lot of content on the way, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.